Pokemon has been a magical and fun franchise from the very beginning. You go on adventures, catch and battle with Pokemon, and oh my god, look at it! Look at it! It's so cute and adorable, I've got to take pictures of it right now! And that is where we're at today. A cute and casual way to experience the Pokemon world that hasn't been at the forefront since 1999. Here is my review of New Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch. New Snap takes place in the Lental region, a collection of islands in an unknown part of the world. You are a new recruit aiming to research Pokemon behavior through photography. You go on a journey around the region to research Pokemon and a strange phenomenon known as Illumina that causes some Pokemon to glow. The story is pretty cute overall and has some nice references. Most of the characters are new, but Todd Snap does show up as a supporting character. Todd appeared in the anime and was the protagonist and player character of the original Snap on the Nintendo 64. The real joy of the story is not on the plot itself, but the stories shown in each level. Seeing the little behaviors and interactions everything makes with each other in each area and what they do in their natural habitats is far more magical and charming than anything the characters talk about. And I'm sure some of you out there will mark out over going into a little area at night and seeing a huge glowing Mr. Steak just walking around. Kudos to anybody who catches that reference from a Nuzlocke series by TFS Gaming. When it comes to gameplay, New Pokemon Snap is a first-person on-rails game with an emphasis on snapping and editing photographs of various Pokemon in their natural habitats. It is very much what you may expect. It's just Pokemon Snap updated with Pokemon and features for modern audiences. Speaking of, the first question I had before starting was how many Pokemon would actually be appearing here. The original Snap had 64 of the original 151 available at the time. While nowhere near as many show up that exist at this point, New Snap currently features over 200 across the 11 environments. A lot of my personal favorites like Espeon, Mew, and Primarina show up, though I am a bit saddened we don't have a larger roster. That isn't all bad though. A recent data mine leak hints that we might be getting DLC in the future. Many of those missing mons could be re-added like what Generation 8 did with its DLC. Now let's get back to main progression. As you play through, you mostly go on research expeditions to take pictures, but also have a lot you can do back at the lab. You can view your photo decks to see what Pokemon you found so far. Your space, not to be confused with my space, has a personal album you can look at to see or edit your photos, as well as setting up your public profile for the online features. And that, or internet, is the final part of the lab. Here you can look at uploaded photos from other users, check your ranking, and finally upload your own photos on your profile. The game will let you share 6 photos on your page with customized captions you can write yourself. This makes a cute little feature to show off your favorite pics, and combined with all of these stickers and filters you can do with photo editing, it is a very clear reference to Instagram. But let's get to the real joy of this game, expeditions. New Snap has 11 areas you can travel through, each showcasing a different environment. You start off with beaches and jungles and move to ancient ruins, a volcano, and even a deep dive under the sea. Each of these has different kinds of Pokemon to showcase different species in different environments, plus special Illumina stages with these special story Pokemon. You navigate these areas in an on-rails fashion. Your vehicle moves automatically with you being able to look around freely. Like the original, you have a set amount of photos you're allowed to take per run. At the start, it quickly becomes apparent that you simply don't have enough photo space. Every first trek through each area, I was mystified by everything and wanted to take so many more photos than the game allowed me to. That, my dear viewers, is what makes this game truly magical. Seeing everything moving around in its own environment is cute and fun. Ariados creepily hanging in trees above their webs, Magikarp sleeping on a rock, or a group of Blossom dancing along a beach just creates a heartwarming and wholesome feeling for fans of the series. Every time I saw something new I love, I gasped and was hyped to take pictures. We've also got a few more tools than we had in the original. You unlock many ways to change Pokemon interactions as you go through the story. This starts with fruit you can use to feed Pokemon, and you will later get Illumina stones that initiate a glow, a melody player that you can use to play music, and a few other things. While you can't seem to do what you did in the original with feeding a Pokemon enough to make them evolve on the spot, you have a lot of options for different interactions. And that brings us to photo submission. At the end of each run, you can submit one photo per Pokemon you shot. Each shot type is categorized by a star rating on what they were doing and how good the photo is. You're then rated on each photo by the professor. Granted, the rating system does seem a bit flawed, with the game not seeming to care if something is blocking the Pokemon. It's still fun to do at the end of a stage. You can also save excess photos to your album for viewing later, or reshoot them to make the pictures a bit more perfect. All of this ends with you getting experience for that stage based on submitted photos. Each area has its own levels, and leveling them up will change what Pokemon show up and how they act. While you will have to level each area for story progression, it's great to be able to level a stage and re-enter it, to see all kinds of new stuff, along with new paths opening up to see close-ups of the faraway things you saw the first time. This does lead to a bit of repetition though. As you get further into the game, you will need to level more areas and get harder photos to do so. A few times in the story, I had to go into certain areas several times in a row to get to that level 2 mark and advance the plot forward. This grindy nature is intensified once you get to the post-game and start to hunt legendaries. A few of these require max level stages to find, so grinding and mastering certain areas is something you will have to do if you want to complete that dex, and some of them can take many dozens of tries. Isn't that right, Ho-Oh? Speaking of many tries, let's talk about content and length. You don't really expect this to be a lengthy adventure, though you can spend a decent amount of time in the Lental region. I completed the main story after playing for around 12 hours, which unlocks the final stage and causes legendaries to show up in the various levels. After finding the legendaries I personally wanted, I'd clocked around 15 hours. Not a massive amount of content, but plenty of casual fun to relax and mark out when you first see Primarina gracefully dive into the ocean at sunset. Next, let's go into presentation, and they really went all out. The visual style looks pretty much the same between docked and handheld modes, and is much more in-depth with lighting and shading than any other Switch Pokemon title. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous and colorful. When it comes to performance, I did notice the frame rate shake a little in docked mode when using motion controls, but outside of that, it is nice and smooth. Next, let's talk about battery life, and this is going to be a little different. They went all out with the visuals and perhaps went a little too far. New Pokemon Snap is the newest game I've seen that uses so much power that the original and light models of the Switch get less than 2 hours of battery life on max settings. Here are the details. On the original model, New Pokemon Snap has a battery range of 1 hour and 49 minutes up to 2 hours and 44 minutes. On the Nintendo Switch Lite, it has a range of 1 hour and 58 minutes up to 2 hours and 52 minutes. And on the Redbox or V2 2019 model, it has a range of 4 hours and 18 minutes up to 6 hours and 11 minutes. In conclusion, New Pokemon Snap does exactly what it wanted to do. We have Snap updated with new Pokemon features and visuals for modern gamers. Now on the downside, it does get a bit grindy towards the end, and the battery life is a bit low from how far they pushed the visuals. But if you own a V2 Switch model and love cute Pokemon interacting with one another, it is a huge trip down memory lane, just begging fans to gush tears over every adorable interaction they threw in. Reviews to Go rates New Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch an 8.5 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.